Public rundown, April 28th, 2022. Mike McFarland here, the Lake Fork guide, owner of McFarland Fishing. Going to give you a quick rundown. Let's go to the board. Lake is in pretty good shape, although we're still holding really at the 6 foot low. Lake levels, we talked Tuesday, 397.14. That's an 1.5 inches of rise after the rain. And as of yesterday, 397.12. Today, 397.11. Pretty stable, really not dropping at any dramatic rate. We tend to drop faster than that, so I call that stable. 0 to 1 foot visibility. Some of the north ends, you go north way up into the arms, you're going to see some dirtier water. I mean some dirty water. Rains came in pretty heavy, 1.5 inches of rise on a 30,000 surface acre lake, 27,000 basically, is a lot of water. So water temperatures really in the upper 60s, 68, 7 to 71. Some backwaters, and in the north end, are all the way up to 78 and 80 degrees. And some of those backwaters up in the upper ends, the shad spawn's already finished. But the lake's in good shape. And the mid lake and the south end are really on fire. We're having a good shad spawn happen. Fishing is actually outstanding from day to day. Monday, Tuesday, we had some north winds and a cold front kind of come through. It was pretty chilly Monday morning, 47 degrees. And again yesterday or Tuesday morning. But yesterday and today, things have come back around. We're getting the south winds blow again. If you're coming out tomorrow, Friday, coming out Saturday, watch for some big winds, 15 to 25 mile an hour winds, but it's from the south. So get yourself the Lake Fork Super Trails, which will help you run the lake, keep you safe, and just be careful when you're taking those turns in that rougher water. It's a little hard to navigate. And don't cut them corners. There's tree stumps in a lot of those corners, so stay tight in your corners. But the Lake Fork Super Trails, you can get that at Lake Fork Marina. You can get that at Axton's. You can get that at Fisherman's One Stop. That is one of the best deals that you can do to keep yourself safe while running Lake Fork. This is endorsed by MLF anglers and BASS Elite anglers. Not only endorsed, but signed and used by many of them. We have written testimonies as well as verbal recorded testimonies. You're going to see the elite anglers here very soon tearing up the lake using the Lake Fork Super Trails. All right? But listen, let's tell you a little bit about the bite. The shad spawn's happening, so you need to go out and look for the white egrets and the blue herons. Sometimes the seagulls and turnbirds are diving in those areas too, can help you key in on the right area. It's happening usually in some of the red clay and shallow shell bed areas with the low lake conditions. Sometimes those are hard to find, so just go look for the birds, okay? Stay in the main lake. Don't go too far back in the creek's arms or anything. Don't run up in the north end of the lake. You're not going to find a shad spawn. North end of the lake, you'll find some spawning fish. Halfway back in most of the creeks and arms, you will find some spawning fish. Really hard to see them. If you don't have forward imaging, live scope, etc., you're not going to find those fish. Go slow and pitch the creature baits, the weightless wacky worms, and sinkos to every single stump. And when you get a bite, if you miss the bite, know that that fish is on the bed, and don't leave. Continue to throw to that stump until you get that fish. Remember, they're going to probably be paired up, likely to be paired up. There'll be a male and a female, so give it some time. If you catch the male off there first, give it some time for the bigger female. All right, but basically, I'm going to give you a couple tips on how you can catch some fish right now. And if you're a tournament angler, it's a really great way to catch a limit of awesome unders. I did this on Tuesday. We had about a 10.5, 11-pound bag for our best 5. But that's a simple underspin. Owner, flashy, underspin. Gold blade on cloudy days. Silver on non-cloudy days when the sun's shining. And in 2 colors. White with a chartreuse tail. In this case, this one's called bullfrog, little green back. There's also another color that you could use, this little brown back, and I can't think of what the color is, or what it's called right now, but it'd be more of a brown back. I noticed that the shad, I got to see them today, the shad, the backs of them were brown. So matching the hatch is really critical. You'll probably even get more bites if you match that color. Okay, now remember that Sandtone Lures, this package does not have their name on it, but SandtoneLures.com is also now producing a really cool paddle tail swim bait that's perfect for the little 3-odd underspin. The underspin, the owner's flashy, okay? Really good baits. Catching the fish really well right now. Another bait that I love this time of year You can fish around the shad spawn, but you can go throw this in brush piles. Go find the brush piles in 6 to 8 to maybe 10, even 12 feet of water nearest those shad spawns. Get yourself the rage tail cutter worm. Doesn't matter the color. Usually I like watermelon, watermelon candy, watermelon red when the sun's shining. Put it on a little Sandtone lightweight 1/8 ounce wobble head. Okay? It's rigged weedless, and you can now swim it. You can swim it through them brush piles. You can swim it through some of the shell beds. I really like watermelon candy with the chartreuse tail because it's going to catch a little bit bigger of the under. But you can catch those 15 and 3/4 inch fish on this, and it's just a really, really great way to fill out a good limit for your tournaments, brush pile style. Okay, weedless wobble head. All right, and then the other one that I really do want to share with you, that I know my good friend Mark Pack would certainly appreciate, but this was his favorite way. You can throw a topwater right now on the right days. Small walking baits, small poppers around the shad spawn are excellent. The issue we tend to have in April is it's usually too windy. And so how do you throw that or walk the dog in the wind and the heavy waves? It's really difficult. And so what Mark Pack would do is Mark Pack would take a Carolina rig, and he would sometimes even go up to a 1 ounce weight. But there's two keys that he would do that are more important than that. I like a 1/2 ounce weight. So you got a little 1/2 ounce egg, you got a bead to protect your knot, your swivel, and here's the key. This right here is going to be about a good 4 foot leader. 4 foot. All right. I watch Mark Pack sometimes have a 5 or even 6 foot leader. And what that does is, number one, in those waves, it allows that bait to just really be free on its own, okay? But he snaps it like a jerk bait, okay? He would throw that bait up in 1 foot of water with a shadow spawning, and gently lift that bait and see if the fish take it, and then he would snap it. And so in essence, what he did is if I tied on this weightless and it was calm glass water, the way that I would fish this weightless all by itself is the exact same way I fish it with that ball and chain attached to it. The ball and chain just allows me to cast it in the wind, and it gives that 4 foot leader so that in those rough rolling waves, man, this thing is rolling around and looking like an injured shad, natural as it can be. And when you twitch it and smack it like a jerk bait, it comes back to life. Okay, so twitch it, check it, pause. Not necessarily in that sequence. It should be twitch, pause, check the bait. Nothing's there. Twitch, pause, check the bait. A lot of times you will not feel them take this because you're not connected to this. You're connected to that ball and chain. So you have to lift and slide real gentle, and you'll feel the fish swimming off, or it'll feel like you hooked the kitchen sponge. It'll be heavy, and it'll have some softness to it. Set the hook and catch you that fish. All right, if you're on bigger shad, you can use a little larger baits. Mark Pack and Impact Lures does make the larger size impact shad, okay? I generally am throwing 4 different colors. This is the 5 inch, we have a 7 inch. But this year we brought in a new color, Ice Baby. You can get this at Lake Fork Marina. You can also get that online, impactlures.com. Chartreuse pepper, one of Mark Pack's favorite colors when the water gets dirty. We get a lot of rain this time of year, water turns dirty. Go to that color. Another one of my favorites, and really Mark's favorite all around, Disco Green. Disco Green. I know there was also Blue Violet or I can't remember the other violet color, but he really liked it, so like a blue fleck instead of the green. But Disco Green. Green Pumpkin Magic. You know I say it all the time. Green Pumpkin Magic, red when the sun is shining. Okay? Don't forget to dip some of these tail chartreuse from time to time. For some reason, those fish on Lake Fork love it. But man, that's the gist of the public rundown. I ask that you keep safe. I also ask that you respect one another on the water. Remember that this is a public lake. Nobody owns it but the taxpayers and Sabine River Authority. Sabine River Authority in Dallas made this lake, and realistically, Sabine River is the one that owns it. but it's for you to use as the public. Don't let anyone push you around. If you're being harassed, if you're being asked to leave a spot by a fishing guide, man, I would call Texas Parks and Wildlife and complain. But let's not get into that. You be safe, be respectful to all other anglers on the water, but know that if you are on a spot, it's your spot and you have every right to be fishing there as long as you like, not to be pushed off, okay? Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. Hit the like button below. And listen, I gave you a little bit of information on how to catch some fish on Fork right now. Mostly the unders, mostly the tournament stuff. If you want to catch the big ones, we're still catching the big ones. Brooke had 2 9-pounders. Yesterday she lost an 8. Today she landed an 8. My clients filled a 5-fish limit today with 6s and 5s. You want to know how I'm catching those big fish? McFarland Fishing will love to tell you, but you need to subscribe to the members only channel. Listen, just hit the join button below, follow directions. It's real simple to join the members only channel. In the members only, I give you the real goods on the bigger fish, the slot fish, and the giant double D's, the big ones that we all pursue on Lake Fork. I give you the baits, the how-to, and the locations that we're catching them in. So thank you so much for watching. Please, again, hit the thumbs up below, comment below. Wish you all great bass fishing.
Join on a laptop, not a mobile device.
Yeah. On the laptop, by the way, it's a lot easier. If you want to join the members only, on the laptop, your desktop, it's super easy. If you're struggling with your iPhone, mobile phone, the mobile app doesn't really work too well, just go to your desktop. It makes it real simple, okay? But again, thank you, Brooke. And thank all of you guys for subscribing. Really appreciate you. If there was a thumbs up that I could hit for you, I'd be hitting it every day right now. So I love you guys. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Guide.